Oh, here we go. Oh, J.B Pritizker wants to have more control of your children.
Staying in Illinois, Governor J.B Pritizker has just signed a first-in-the-nation law mandating mental health screenings for students from 3rd through 12th grade.
And all you have to do is follow the money. The man is a billionaire. He's in this stuff for money. What is it going to benefit him? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, pharmaceuticals. How are you good people doing, my American brothers and sisters? Welcome to the channel. I'm Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man, and I'm greatly appreciative of it. Make sure you guys are following me up here, follow me down here. Click this on your screen right now. It helps my channel get out there in the YouTube shadow banning algorithm world, and it also keeps me on your feed. Don't forget that when you do subscribe, click the bell notification. It will bring down a drop box for you to select all notifications. That way you'll be notified when I post. Last but not least, go check out my other YouTube channel called Man, Husband, Father. And I told you I went live today on my main channel, but I am going to be putting that video over there for those of you that don't watch this channel as much because of all the stuff that we talk about here, which is completely fine. All right. Appreciate it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. J.B Pritizker is trying to roll something out, and he actually is rolling it out, and is nothing more than to have more control over your children. And guys, don't fall for the virtue signaling bullcrap they're trying to come out with in this bill that wants to screen your children for mental illness. Check this out.
Staying in Illinois, Governor J.B Pritizker has just signed a first-in-the-nation law mandating mental health screenings for students from 3rd through 12th grade. While some parents are in favor of the move, others have concerns over government overreach and effectiveness. Here to weigh in, Canna Truss, Miley Smith, and Christine McGovern, all Illinois parents, and they all join me now. Good morning to you, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us. Christine, I'll start with you because on top of being a parent, you're also a former Chicago public school teacher. So how do you think that this will be implemented? And do you think that these mental health screenings will be beneficial to children?
Well, first of all, I want to say that we do need an increase in our mental health for our children. Definitely, we can see when we have a school system and a government that is telling our children that they can identify as a cat, there's an issue. Yeah. Also here in Chicago, we definitely have a problem because our governor has this push and this collaboration with Lurie's Children's Hospital. And they are the hospital that has this push to collaborate and to confuse our children to say that they don't have to have biology, that they can identify and change their biology, their gender. If you're a boy, you could be a girl. If you're a girl, you can be a boy. So what I have known and what I have found and personally experienced in CPS is the alienation of our parents. And that is the biggest issue that's going on here. So what you have to understand that this all starts with Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland's son-in-law. Merrick Garland was the attorney general for our previous President Biden. And his son-in-law is the CEO of a company called Panorama, and they are the second largest company that does our mental health screening. So this whole initiative for mental health is just a ploy to fund our NGOs. This isn't about the mental health.
Wow. Okay. So some good inside baseball there. Now, it will be mandated for schools to provide these mental health screenings, Kata, but parents can opt out. This will start in the 2027-2028 school year. You have 5 boys that run through the Chicago public school system. You now have 10 grandkids in it. So you are deeply invested in the Chicago public school system and, of course, their mental health as well. How do you feel about these screenings as a mother and a grandmother?
Well, not just as a mother and a grandmother, because as a former educator and as an education advocate, and I also substitute teach often. And I can tell you that when you're talking about mental health, there are so many layers that are involved in mental health. And so when you come and you're going to say that we're just going to do screening, you know, what does that entail? Because let me tell you something, any person that is dealing with social work or psychology will tell you that a child that is dealing with trauma may exhibit the same signs that a child who may be dealing with mental illness, and you don't want to treat them the same. You don't want to medicate them the same. And so there are so many things that are going to go in this that we haven't looked at. And so certainly we want to say to parents, opt out. And if you think that your child may be suffering from some sort of mental episode, get your own strict screening. Go out and allow your child's doctor to be the catalyst for whether or not you make the decision to deal with that, whether it's mental illness or whether it's trauma. And because a lot of inner city kids are dealing with so much trauma, I'm sure that you've heard about the violence that just have plagued the city over the last 48 hours. And so certainly we don't want to just throw out a blanket statement and say that we're going to just begin testing students, because we don't know what all of these students are dealing with.
Yeah, Miley, it feels like there are a lot of unanswered questions when it comes to this. How do you feel about it? Are you confused? Do you feel like this is the right thing? What are your thoughts?
You know, more than half of Illinoisans don't approve of Governor J.B. Pritizker, according to a recent poll. Now, the number one issue is high taxes, but number two is state governance. Illinoisans don't trust Governor Pritizker. And as both a parent and a policy attorney in Illinois, there are a number of questions that arise with these screenings. What does that opt-out process look like? And are parents going to be told every year that they can opt out? Because if they don't, that's really not an opt-out process. Who is going to be collecting and reviewing this information? How will their confidentiality be protected? So it seems to pose more risks to freedom than answers to the mental health crisis. And this is why Illinoisans don't trust it, and a prime example of why they don't trust Pritzker's governance. Now, I have 3 teenagers. Just in the last year, my daughter was required to reveal her political affiliation for an assignment. So the public schools in Illinois don't have a good track record.
Yeah, understood.
When it comes to honoring student and parents' rights, and this doesn't bode well for this new policy.
Well, follow the money, as Christine indicated, but this will be starting in about 2 years.
You heard all that, right? You heard all that. Well, Ty, what's wrong with that? I mean, you said you grew up in Chicago some and in the inner cities and things like that, and you went through a lot of trauma. Yes, I did, but why am I like I am right now? I didn't take one pill. Yes, I saw murder, found somebody murdered. Saw my own family die. Yes, we seen drive-bys. All sorts of stuff I can tell you guys that happened to me and my brothers and my younger cousins when we were younger. But yet here we are, yet we're thriving. Well, that's just short. No, we are them, who they're talking about, right? With no medication. What medication did our ancestors have? What medication did your ancestors have? And yet for some reason they seem to have gotten through it. Do not fall for this bull crap. They are not trying to set this up in a way to where they are wanting to put your kids with a counselor who's going to talk them through it. We've been having that. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, take heed to what I'm saying. We've always had pastors. We've always had teachers. We've always had tutors. We also have mentors, big brothers, little sisters, after school programs with people who are of those backgrounds as far as counseling goes. They volunteered at some of these after school programs to help talk with us about these issues that we were facing. So now you should ask yourself, then why does he want to have a screening? It's going to lead up to pharmaceuticals. Yes, it's going to lead up to pharmaceuticals, because if your child is suffering from this, we can get them some this. We can put them on that. It's going to put them at ease. They already have a lot of children on the stuff anyway, but it's just going to open up more doors for it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it's going to do. This is nothing more than an open way. It is a open pipeline for pharmaceuticals to pour in, and they want to put your children on this medication. That's it. Oh, well, it would help them deal with this. We're going to give them this antidepressant, but it's a pediatrician style one. Oh, it's a pediatrician one. Oh, this one right here is the juvenile pill for them going through the trauma that they're dealing with to help them cope with it. There'll be more. Guys, trust me when I tell you, if they can diagnose you with a medical condition and they can treat it medicinally. Don't believe me. But anyway, shout out to great supporter of my channel. Great brother and sister in particular, in this case, in Christ, Mrs. Bloomshine, who has something that you guys might have an interest in. And she posted this for those of you that are in Illinois. And you can find this at awakeillinois.com. Shout out to Mrs. Bloomshine. You see this right here? This is the exempt form right here. to the superintendent of whatever school it is and the principal of whatever school it is, the parents of whatever, whoever you are. The letter provided by the Parental Rights Advocacy Organization of Wake, Illinois serves to provide notice that absent without on my written consent or my child may not be subject to any form of mental health, psychological, social services, or counseling, screening, surveys, or tests. Well, Ty, that's going to exempt them from all. No, it's not. There's all kind of services, folks. Be a parent and get your child included. It says I or we formally exempt our child from all mental or social service programs and screening, whether directed by the school or through an affiliated resource such as a non-governmental organization, NGO, volunteer, or contracted screener. Concerns by school staff related to my or our child purported mental health are to be brought to us or me for our or my attention and assessment. School staff are not to take it upon themselves to obtain a diagnosis or to provide mental health treatment, analysis, referral, or labeling of any nature. Assessment, testing are to center on academics and physical fitness only. The informed consent requirement encompasses, but is not necessarily limited to, the following activities: school-based counseling related to mental health, behavioral, mental, it got a list of things right here, group or family counseling. This is not a complaint against the school. Rather, it is an exercise of parental rights protected by the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. If you are someone they're not going to tell you guys about, they're not going to tell you about this. They're going to do that same bullcrap they pull on a lot of y'all when I try to tell you, and they say, your child can't go to school if they don't have all that pokey vaccines. They don't tell y'all that there are forms out there that exist, ladies and gentlemen. They won't tell you that. But they will actually make it seem like, oh, if you go to Illinois school, everybody got to have a mental screening. Mark my words when I tell y'all that going into the school year, they're going to try to say that all the kids that are coming in there need to have a mental screening. They're going to force it upon them unless you do this right here. But the crazy part about this, they're not going to tell you that this right here is available. They're not going to tell you that this is even a choice. They just not going to speak on it. So make sure you do this. And again, shout out to Mrs. Bloomshine. Mr. David Bloomshine's wife, Bloomington, Illinois, for this information right here, folks. Let everybody know about it. You can find us at Awake, Illinois, or awakeil.com. All right? Let me know what y'all thoughts are on this, ladies and gentlemen. Illinois just, boy, I swear, I'm about to talk to my mother-in-law, because we only actually kind of stationed here. In the different states I have residents, we only stationed here right now because of you, mother-in-law. My wife wants to be closer to you. We got to have a talk. We have the mother-in-law efficiency in Florida. I mean, yeah. Anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think of this by putting in the comments below of this video. Not forgetting what to do what you see in this animation right here that would greatly help my channel. If you've been enjoying what I've been doing, please make sure y'all do this. I know I ask y'all every video, but it definitely helps and has been proven in the numbers that I've been seeing. So really, really, really appreciate you guys for doing this. The next video that I will be doing in chronological order after this one is going to be up there. Things I did as of yesterday you may have missed here. I am Ty Smith, Model Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, praying every last one of you guys in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.